Hello, guys, and welcome to the show. Oh, my goodness. I bet you guys thought that I was not coming on, but I was determined. You see, I have my lab coat on. I was determined not to miss today. I was determined. So I just want to make sure that you guys know I am just so upset with myself because I'm so late. So let's make sure that we know, or everyone knows that we are on. So let's get our social media. We have to get Nisi. Let's get Nisi on the phone. And we're going to say, hey, Nisi, make sure you let everybody know, okay, that we are online. I'm not going to even text her. I think I do that sometimes with her. I just kind of call her, and she doesn't like it very much. So I'm going to keep her on. We'll just keep her on the phone. Hey, we are on live. Okay, so everyone can hear you. We're on live now. Okay, so just let everyone know. We just on and we're on live. Thank you, Nisi. Okay, so now she's there. She's going to make sure everybody has their alerts up. Nisi's wonderful. All right. So I'm Lisa Akbari, Trichologist Lisa Akbari. We're supposed to come on at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I came on like 6:13 Central Standard Time. We're going to talk about the book. Welcome to my World Trichology Institute. You'll see I'm in my lab coat, and my polo is under it, but I just came right on in. I have a new trichologist working with me, and we were in a training session, and time completely got away from me. So I apologize. I don't have patients on Tuesday evenings because I'm with you on Tuesday evenings. And I was thinking there's something else I should be doing. That's called having a schedule too full. But we are here, and we're going to talk about the book. And it's week 19. And the last time we were here, yeah, it's week 19. I think that's right. The last time we were here, we were talking about styling with new growth and things like that. But we're going to talk about hair products and beauty salon visits. We're at the end of the book. And I'm truly excited, not because I'm ready to be out of the book, but I really want to talk to you about beauty salon visits, because I think that's crucial that we understand about beauty salon visits and hair care products. So before we do that, I'm going to take my hair down. Now today, since I'm so late, I'm not going to do too much with it. I'm just going to take my scrunchie off, my trusty scrunchie, and I'm just going to get my fro out. Because the thing that I always want you to know is that we have versatility and flexibility and all those wonderful things with our hair. So we're just going to work with our hair. And I'm just going to move it around and lift up my fro. Yay. And you can see me here. And I'm going to open up the chat because I want to make sure as I'm doing this, you guys have some questions for me. Let's make sure we're on here. Okay, so we are in week 19. Okay, there's 18. I guess that'll pop up in a minute. I think I may have it saying 18, but I'll have to change that. So that would mean I would have 2 week 18s. Let's go back to this one. And let's see what it says. Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. Let's see if I can see. All right, and I'll try to go on that particular one and see if I can find it. All right, that's the Hair Doctor, 13, 18. Let's see what date. This is July 12th, so yeah, I did put it as 18. But let's get it. Here we go. Now I mute out. Hello, Blondie. Is it Blondie? Yay. Hey, I got you guys. You're right there on my chat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is kind of get my fro. It's kind of doing what I call the Yosemite Sam, where it's like all kinds of ways. Which, you know what? That's the beauty of our hair. Okay. All right, so yes, Blondie's here. She says, Blondie's in the house. Okay, so here we go. And, I haven't pulled it forward much. So I'm going to do that a little bit today. I've been just kind of, and I think I got my hangnail. and I'm pulling. I don't want to pull my hair. So I'm going to bring that forward a little bit and separate, separate, separate. And I'm telling you guys, I have so much white hair. It is ridiculous. And I've got a birthday coming up soon, just like in a minute. Oh, wow. And I also, I'm out in the sun a lot. So there are lots of things that will be happening to my face. But the main thing is my hair is getting lighter. So I'm going to put a black vegetable rinse on, just to get that going. But I think I'm okay, guys. All right, so let's get to the book. Yeah, so shake it so I can get that little bit of whimsical. See how it makes everything kind of stick out. What's that? Is that a stress point? No, it's not. It was going to be a great little lesson if it was, but I don't have readers on. So you guys tell me if you see any stress points. Okay, all right. Natural highlights. Yeah, that is natural highlights, but that's what white hair is. That's a good one for you. Oh, I have my natural highlights. Okay. See, I'm getting a hangnail there, and I'm going to put a little tear. That would be a good lesson in itself, not to fluff your fro with a hangnail. Okay, all right, so hair care products. I think it's crucial that we understand it. And I know we spoke a little bit about hair care products on actually week 18, which I'm calling this week 18, but I'm going to correct it once we get off the air and put week 19 because that's actually what it is. We talked about, let's kind of recap that just a little bit. We talked about hair care products, some of the basic things you need and how we break it up into factors like or programs. It's a care, support, and style. And care, just to recap, your care program is really the products that you need to take care of your hair. So you need, what are the basic things? You need a shampoo. What does your shampoo need basically? It needs to be the pH of your hair and scalp. It needs to be a clarifier because you want to put it at a pure natural state. But if it's the pH of your hair and scalp, it won't strip. So you don't have to worry about that clarifying causing problems. And then it needs to be a shampoo that's going to not strip. So if you stay with that clarifier, I think I've got a question over here. If you stay with the clarifier, then you're going to be okay as long as the pH is 4.5 to 5.5, which is the pH of your hair and scalp. Now, your shampoo, clean shampoo, that's what you need. Then you need conditioner. That's going to be in your care program or your care factor. The clean conditioner is going to be a conditioner that's going to give you two things, protein and moisture. Protein for strength, moisture for hydration. Your hair has a delicate protein and moisture level within that shaft that must stay balanced. So you'll have elasticity, you have strong hair, healthy hair that gives you body, even if it's a fro. All of these wonderful things because hair is just dead keratinized cells. So if you do not have protein for strength, moisture for hydration, you're going to either dehydrate or you're going to become far away and frizzy and weak. So you need both. And then a good leave-in. I always put that in the care as well as support as well as style. A good leave-in conditioner is one that can stay in. It's really clean. It's going to make sure that the hair is going to give it a little bit of protein so it has some elasticity. If there's a tear on the shaft, like you're breaking, it's going to help with the breakage issue. It also protects the hair. It's the barrier between your hair and whatever's going on outside. So you have to have that. And then you have support. Support is they're products like your moistures and your oils. Those are products that support how your hair feels and looks at the same time. So they can support how your hair feels, the health of your hair, that's your care, and it can support the other end, which is your style, how your hair looks. So support would be moisturizers and oils. So on a daily basis, you usually use your support products, like you use a moisturizer on a daily basis. If you're in a very dry climate or this winter, it's dry, you're going to use your moisture and you're going to seal in your moisture with your oils. You can glaze your scalp to seal in moisture on your scalp so you don't have a dry scalp. So there's lots you can do with those support products. And then finally, your style. Whatever you're going to style with. Now, if you have relaxed hair, yeah, you're going to style with products that, like setting lotions and setting tools, or if you want to roller set your natural hair, and that can be done, you want to use setting tools. We have one called Sculptor Set that works both with relaxed hair and natural hair. Love it. And it doesn't have that hard, sticky, damaging, dehydrating, side effect that some setting tools have. And then you have like a holding sprays if you need that. That's more for relaxed hair. But with natural hair, a lot of your setting tools can be in your sculptor type moisturizers. Like we have one called Naturally Textured, which is excellent. So you have your support, your care, how your hair feels, and the condition of your hair. You have your support, and then you have your style. Your style is how your hair looks. Your support can support both your scare factor or your style. Okay, so now let's get to these salon visits. Do we have any questions out there so far? I'm too excited about getting into salon visits because that's where we have a lot of problems. Now, since a lot of folks are going natural, they're trying to do a lot of things at home. But let's face it, guys, sometimes you will need that salon visit, whether you're getting it to have a special style, and some of you who still trim your ends, you may want it for ends trim, you may want it for various things. I think my hair is sticking up in the back because I can see through it. Yeah, I had it pulled up in the ponytail, and I don't think I quite got it all pulled down yet, but that's okay. All right, so in order to have a successful hair care program, you must decide on an attitude toward salon visits. And it's really about an attitude toward them. You need to first build that relationship with that stylist and determine how you and that stylist is going to operate. Okay, that's going to be crucial. We don't want to be, remember we learned about being aggressive. We don't want to be aggressive. Go in there and demand. We don't want to be passive. Go in there and say nothing, and then we turn into passive aggressive. We want to stay what? What's our ideal? Assertive. This is your head. You're being involved. You're staying assertive. You're asserting yourself into the situation, into your hair care regimen. Okay, some women think of beauty salon visits as a social event. Yeah, we can enjoy that. You want to enjoy it. I mean, I have a salon within my institute. It's a small little area that supports our clinic because after the patients have had treatments, they come into our salons. And then also we have some of those patients or people who have come in city and said, hey, listen, I want to go to your salon, and they never have to see me as a patient. And they have such a great time. They're always laughing and that's super. But we want to stay focused at the time. So social events are times to talk to other women about things that are happening in the city. And while some women really look at the beauty salon business as a dreaded nightmare, they really hate it. Of course, we don't have that here, but sometimes you can see that. Salon visits are needed for special hair and scalp treatments, all chemical services, and when you want a special cut or style, and counsel on home care regimens, sometimes classes. We offer classes for people who want to do their hair, style their hair at home, and they want to know how to do it properly. I remember when I got my first job in a beauty salon, I was so amazed at how long clients stayed in the salon just to have a shampoo and style. We have something called wellness in our salons, and it takes a little bit longer. But really, a lot of times it's in the booking. And that's a problem for many salons, my salon included. We have a small salon here in our institute, and then we also have a salon in our in another part of the city. It's the appointments, being able to get those appointments just right. Okay, but what you want to make sure of is that you are in control, letting your stylist know your needs and making sure that those needs are being met. So what I'm going to do is I want to talk about managing your salon visits. So this is one way that'll help you. First, you have to decide why you need a salon. If you're going to have your hair, you say, well, I really don't have the time. Then you want to take a class on how to style. Choose a couple of styles, and those styles can determine what class you need and how long you need a private class with that stylist. I want to get down to some things. I want to get down to some things about that actual visit. But you want to be on time. You want to make sure that you always give that notice if you got to cancel. You always, well, this is what I want to get to, communicating your likes and dislikes. You want to stick to care first, then style. I know that most people are attracted to a stylist because their girlfriend's hair looked a certain way, they love their haircut, or I love their style. You've got to think about care. After you find out you want to go through them for the style, you want to ask some of those things. Remember we talked about it? Does my scalp itch? I have an itchy scalp. Make sure you communicate that so they can address that. See if they can partner with a trichologist. Make sure that you have a stylist that's willing to work with you and help you to have a good hair and scalp care regimen. And a lot of this seems like, I just don't need this. Well, you do, because there are too many people that end up in my clinic because they didn't do their homework. They weren't assertive. They went in and had these salon services and they didn't pay attention to what was being done to their hair. And then they said, she took my hair out, or he took my hair out. And that's not always the case. It's that you were not assertive in your situations. And then have a list, because when you get in with the salon or the stylist, you really, really will forget things. What I recommend, and what I have all of my salons, I have 2 salons, I have all of my stylists do with every new client is a consultation. We want to know all about your hair and scalp, what you know, and then we want to talk to you about what we're seeing. And then we want to see if you need somebody like a trichologist, or if the trichologist at that point will tell you whether you need a dermatologist or a different practitioner. We want to work with your hair, keeping in mind that if there's a chronic case, breakage, we can get you to the right people. They can still be your stylist, but you need to partner with the right person. Don't go to a stylist expecting her to fix your chronic breakage or chronic itching. When she doesn't, you think that there's something wrong with her as a stylist. Okay? That is not the case. That may be that you have not communicated that you need somebody more than just a stylist. And there's stylists that will say, I can fix this problem and I can fix that. If they can, great, because I'm not a fan of trying to fix something that's not broken. If you've got somebody who's can do all the things in the trade, then that's fine. But usually you need your specialist for that. So keep that in mind. When you're choosing a hairstylist, you need to make sure that, as I said earlier, that this is someone who's going to offer the consultation. Part of the things you learn in your consultation is you're going to talk about what's going to be best for you. Like, I wear natural hair. Do you work with natural hair? A lot of times people go in salons and they're upset because they have not made sure that someone is going to work with their natural hair, or work with relaxed hair, or work with someone who can wear both. I want to transition my hair in the summer. I want to relax my hair in the winter. I'm going to do a big chop. You want to communicate all those things. It's really important. And some of this I know you're thinking may not apply to you. Also, you want to make sure you have a person who's licensed in that particular area. Now, I know some of you may go to kitchen-ticians. I call kitchen-ticians people without license. Now, people with license, there are a lot of things that they don't know. But the people without the license, they know even less. Okay, so then I want you to make a list of things you will accept and things you will not accept. What are some of the things you will accept? Okay, here's an example. I will only accept a true professional. Let me get this up here and I'm going to just kind of read it. I will not accept someone with an arrogant or careless attitude. I will only accept a clean salon. I will not accept a dirty salon. I will only accept thorough shampooing. I will not accept a itchy, flaky scalp after shampooing. Don't accept that. Your scalp should not itch when you finish shampooing. Be assertive. I will only accept proper conditioning. I won't accept a little bit of conditioner piled in one spot. I will only accept a clean neck rest. So many scalp conditions, so many skin conditions come from a dirty, unsanitized neck rest. I will not accept a dirty neck rest. I will only accept a clean towel after chemicals. That's after your hair has been rinsed. Before they put the shampoo on, the neck rest has to be clean, the towel has to be changed, and then they can lay you back again and do your shampooing. I will not accept a wet or soiled towel or towel with chemicals left on it or color or whatever, or just dirty. I will accept hair talk and limited casual talk. I will not accept gossip or negative talk. Why do I care about this being in there? Because hey, you want to have fun. Like I said, some people go for social groups. They want to go and have girl time, girl talk or guy talk or whatever. But the main thing is you want to make sure that the focus is on you in your head. How many times have you left out of the salon and your questions weren't answered because you guys were talking about what happened last night at the at church or at the club or wherever, at the party or some social event or something that's on the news, on CNN or whatever, or the presidential election. Ooh, we all talk about that, right? Okay. There's a lot of important things that are going on in our world today that we talk about. But we want to make sure we keep the focus on our hair and scalp. I will accept relaxing music. I will not accept loud, harsh, and insulting music. Now, that's up to you. Some people go to salons and they just want that. That's up to you. My hair, I will not accept my hair being, I will accept my hair being handled with care. I will not accept my hair carelessly combed or pulled. Look at what your hair is being combed with. Make sure that it's not a small tooth comb if you have natural hair. Make sure it's not a small tooth comb if you have long hair. Make sure that it's being handled with care. Because whenever microscopic tears get in your hair shaft, then you may have a stylist that says, oh, your hair is shedding, when in fact, they're peeling layers from that mishandling. You will only accept your hair handled with care. I will accept chemicals properly done. For those of you who are wearing chemicals out there, I will not accept overlapping, overprocessed, improper applied chemicals. Read my book, Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. I talk a lot about those techniques. And you want someone that will relax your new growth and not relax hair that's already relaxed. Remember, we talked about that. What's the process of relaxer? To soften, straighten, then it's going to thin, dissolve. So if you overlap and get a relaxer too often on hair that's already straight, then it's going to thin and eventually it's going to dissolve. And that's how you end up with baldness. So be really careful with that. All right, we're talking about what we will and will not accept in salon visits. I will accept timely services, not long waits and overbooking. Everyone has to wait in salons, and I know that, and we've grown to accept that. But you know when someone is just booking 5 people at one time. So you just have a conversation, stay assertive. I will accept someone educated about my hair needs. I will not accept someone who does not specialize in my hair needs. Please don't go into a salon situation and have someone who, just because they braid well, for example, or style well, that you go with them and you don't look at how they care for your scalp and hair. Because eventually, believe me, when I tell you, you would believe the people who have come to me who have lost hair. So just stay assertive. I will accept someone who is willing to listen. I will not accept someone who ignores me and treat me as if I'm stupid, which a lot of times, yeah, I've heard that happens. I will accept someone who cares, not someone who's only interested in making money. Now, why did I put the one of interested in making money? Because I, quite frankly, don't believe that most stylists are just interested in making money. I believe that they really want to take care of your hair and scalp. I just don't believe they know. So that's why you have to stay. It's the ones who you run into problems with. They just don't know what they're doing wrong, or they don't know that they're doing something wrong. So that's why you have to stay assertive with them. You guys are just listening. You're not asking questions. I'm ready for the questions. And so what I want you to do, this is your homework. I want you to make a list of your own things that you will accept and you will not accept. And you want to go at it from this angle. You want to say, okay, I know these are things that I don't like when I go in the salon. So that's what you don't like. That's how you get your I will not accept. And then you'll say, these are things I'd like to see. And you want to start writing the owners. I have people who email me all the time. And even though I know all these things, I still have situations where my clients from my salons have complaints. My patients who go in to see my therapist have complaints. We have that. But unless you tell someone, no one will ever know. It's not going to be perfect, but I can tell you can get an answer quicker by talking about it and not just being passive or being passive aggressive. You sit there and do nothing, then you go home and go, girl, do you know what they did to me today? No, don't do that. Okay, in conclusion, once you have completed this program in my book, and I highly recommend you do it, and I'm so excited because we're going to start with Every Woman's Guide next. But once you complete the program in the book and improve your hair, you will be ready. You want to maintain the health while preventing new problems from returning. Now, if you have problems, make sure that you understand everything that we've talked about in this book over this series. We've talked about how to our mind, getting rid of all the negatives and only making room for the positives. We've talked about things like our hair, how to take care of our hair, how to take care of our scalp, understanding our epidermis and the layers of our skin, and why our epidermis is so important to healthy hair growth. All of that's in here. So we want to make sure we recap on those. If you like, make sure I have some questions. It says, we are listening. We are listening. Great information. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You said you're not talking and you're not asking questions because you're listening. And I'm so happy you told me great information, because you know what? Sometimes I think that you guys just want to hear about hair and not hear about these kind of things. But most of what I teach are foundational things. I believe in building a foundation and saying, okay, now that I have the foundation, now I can go out there and I won't ever have problems again with my hair. And what do I mean by that? How is that even possible? Well, if it's an internal follicular problem, then yeah, that's different. But if it's a situation where you could have avoided it, you want to be empowered with the knowledge so that you can avoid it. You don't want to be at the point where you're just passive and you're allowing things to happen. And that's because of lack of knowledge. I am doing so many weird things to my hair. Okay, let's get to a question. I really want to find someone to cut my hair. Let's see. And let me move the screen over. My hair while it's dry. That's the best, right? That's a very good question and observation or challenge here. Yes, when your hair is at straight state, that's when you want to have it cut. Why? Because you can see clear lines. Your stylist or the individual who's cutting your hair will have a clear line so she can have what we call a guideline. If your stylist does not have a guideline when she's cutting your hair, you're going to end up with an uneven haircut. So in most cases, what you have here is you have a guideline, and that particular guideline is going to lead all around the head as they're cutting, whether it's layers or trimming ends. When you have super curly hair, unless they stretch it and smooth it as they're cutting and picking up the next section, and they have to be trained in precision cutting. If they're not trained in precision cutting, they're not going to cut curly hair well. Okay? If they're trained in precision cutting, they're going to do great with curly hair. So with that being said, what we want to do is we want to make sure that you have your hair dried and straight or pressed and then cut if you don't have that person. But that's the reason why it's better to cut it straight, not necessarily dry, but straight. And if it's straight, then you have that where they have the clear line. But if they know how to cut precision following a guideline, and many stylists don't know how, because old school stylists, they learn precision cutting. Across the country, what I've noticed, across the globe, I've noticed that new school stylists, anywhere from 10 years or so, never grasp the full precision cutting. Not everybody, just some. So for that reason, you need to help them with having a clear guideline. So that will be the reason, Gail. Okay? Excellent, excellent question. Okay, so anyone else have another question for me? You guys are here and I want to make sure. Okay, anyone have any questions about the book? Let me tell you what we're going to do coming up. We're going to start my new book, Every Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. And that's next week. And we're going to talk more about hair loss, alopecia. We're going to talk about why our hair ages, what makes our hair look old and weak and tired. And we're going to deal with the battlefield of that mind a little bit more too, and how we get all confused and how we just want what we want. But review the Black Woman's Guide and make sure you get everything out of this, because these are your tools and you want to use it as a reference. I keep thinking I see a stress point. You can see how I'm wearing a shrunken fro today, if y'all wondering. So I can't help pull it out a little bit because I'm in a shrunken fro. But anyway, so we're going to really go through this and make sure we have all this information, all the information that we need in order to really get you connected from the Black Woman's Guide to Every Woman's Guide, because Every Woman's Guide is definitely going to help you to understand a little bit deeper about your hair. Also, my talk show every Sunday. Many of you have tuned in. I have a talk show. It's called Ask the Hair Doctor, and it's live on WDIA and iHeartRadio. I'm really excited about it. I'm blessed to be there for about a year with them. Maybe they'll extend my contract. So, yes, I think we will, because we get lots of calls. Ratings are probably really up there. So, yeah, so make sure you tune in. It's every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you go on my website, lisaakbari.com, and that's LISAAKBARI.com, it'll give you a schedule of the shows that are coming up. And let's see if I can find the show. And I know I have a question there. I'm going to get to that question. I just want to go and look at my schedule. So if you go on my website and you click on, it says it's right on a flash on the front. It tells you what's going to come up. So Sunday, July 17th, we're going to talk about hair and scalp dehydration. So that's pretty exciting. Most people want to know about that. So you can call in, and then I have shows that are coming up, and I have all of my past shows archived. So you'll have all those shows there as well. And then I have my, let's see, we have July 17th. And then after that, we've got working out in your hair. We're going to talk about gray hair on July 31st. And on August 7th, we're going to talk about transitioning. Big deal. So if you want to find if you want to find the show that's going to be great for you, then just look on my website. And I'd like for you to tune into all of them. Okay, so let's go back to a question that we have. Here we go. Let's see if we can get back to. Here we are. Okay. You said my mom has a bald spot. She wants to know if there's a remedy. There's always a remedy. Let me tell you this. One, we have to first determine if this is internal follicular problems or if it's an external follicular problem. In other words, is this alopecia or bald spot coming from something that happened within her body systems, or something that's coming, in other words, if it's a stress, or if it's something dealing with hormones or genetics or medication. And then we have to determine if it's external, if it's coming from skin damage. So I have a question for you. Does your mom suffer with an itchy, flaky, or tender scalp? If she suffers with that, then those are the telltale signs of follicular epidermis alopecia, which is an external follicular problem. So you want to keep that in mind. So that's how you determine on the alopecia whether or not we can help her. Now, the other piece, even if it's internal or if it's external and there may be some scarring, there may be a possibility for implants. And implants is where we're going to talk about that a little more. And I think we did more on Father's Day, but we'll bring that up. You guys determine my shows. You know that. If you have questions and you have You said, hey, I want you to have a show on implants. Then I'll do that. I'll find a way to do that, either through the blog. Most of my talk shows on the iHeartRadio or WDIA, they're pretty much programmed, especially for the next 12 weeks. And I will put it in the next group if we don't have it in this group. Implants is where you're moving follicles. Say you have more hair back here. Well, you're going to take follicles and you're going to move those follicles up in this section where you have less hair. So that's a surgical procedure. We partner with dermatologists that will perform this procedure. We have certain groups that we go to a lot, and those procedures can be done, and it'll be like as if it was always, that hair was always there. And yes, this is a question I always get. Will that hair continue to thrive? Yes, it will. I feel like my fro is so, I just want to do this because I feel like it's so crooked. And I know I'm just going to make it worse. Ooh, now I have a cone head. So yeah, that's something that we can definitely work with. And see, the thing is, you guys just don't need to give me a mirror. Oops. You don't need to give me a screen to look at, because when I do that, I'm always touching my hair. Okay, yeah, it's a mess, but it's okay. I said I got the Yosemite Sam look, guys. So yeah, so hopefully that answered about your mom. Yeah, do you know if she has an itchy or flaky or tender scalp? And then we're going to kind of wrap things up for today. This is ridiculous. My hair is up. Okay, there we go. I think I got that. Let's see. And I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. I think I'm close enough. Okay, so anyone else have any questions before we end the show? Let's see. I think I have one email question. Let's see here. Got a question about, hey there, I have 3C, 4A hair, and I've been natural for 7 years. Now I'm having trouble. Okay, what trouble are you having? Let's see if we can go to, let's get here. She's having trouble. She said, now I'm having trouble. Every time I shampoo my hair, she's losing hair. She talks about some products that she's using, and she wants to know, is that going to help? She says she shampoos every 2 weeks. Is that too much? And yes, I do have short hair syndrome. You think so? SHS. I believe, she says, how do I get it to grow and stop shedding? She's calling it shedding. Without, and it says read more, without coming in, because it'll take four buses to get from here where I live to you. She says, so help me. Oh, bless your heart. Okay. We don't want you to ride 4 buses to get to me. That's why I'm here on live like I am now, and all these things that I do. So, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to look at your regimen. I know I sometimes sound like a broken record, guys, but it really is about your regimen. It really is. You have to make sure that your scalp and your hair is cared for. Scalp is your foundation, so you start with a clean, acidic, stimulated, hydrated environment. And Gail, this will help you with your mom, because if she has an itchy scalp, she may have some of the telltale signs of a type of alopecia that comes from skin damage. Okay, so you have to start with that. Then you have to make sure, after starting with that clean, acidic, stimulated, hydrated environment on your scalp, then you have to have a hair that deep conditions. You have to deep condition your hair, and you have to daily condition your hair. Now, what do I mean? You have to get on the dry with your conditioner. And I know I've said this over and over and over again, but it's just true. So when you sit on the dry with your conditioner, what you're basically doing is you're balance. You get in that conditioner, draw deeper into your hair shaft so it can do some repair work. So you're getting the conditioner to balance the protein and moisture. And you need a conditioner that can do both. Your conditioner one, you want it to say deep penetrating protein moisture conditioner, so it will stabilize. Then you have to daily, she has to hydrate. You have to hydrate the area with a moisturizer and seal it because it's going to try to dissipate. And if you have very weak hair, then you need to use a leave-in conditioner. We have one called Hair Vitamin, and then you use the Moisture Plus, and then the oil sheen in a jar. Twisting your hair, do not sleep on your hair at night without twisting the hair. And then you want to make sure that you're not using a bonnet because you don't want it to rub around the hairline. You want to twist it, but you don't want to pull your hairline, and tuck in those ends. You will see with those two things, you're going to see a major difference in your hair. Please try them. Please give me some feedback. Gail, if your mom has an itchy scalp, then again, she may have follicular epidermis alopecia. It's a type of baldness that comes from skin damage. The telltale signs is an itchy, flaky, tender scalp. So the thing that we want to do is we want to start her on a program that helps her. We have a scalp treatment called level 3, but she's got to clarify her skin first. So we want to start her on a program that y'all can follow at home, especially if you're out of the city. Then that way you can, if it's hard for you to get to our institute, the ideal situation would be to try to come in. But if you can't come in, I understand completely. But that's what I would recommend. And just send me a list of questions pertaining to your mom. And just, we can do just like this back and forth, and I'll do a video until we really get her settled and see what the best options are for her, okay? All right, guys, well, time's up. Time's up. I'm Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor, and it's been a great show again. I love you guys. I love you so much. To God be the glory. And Jesus, you know who I serve. I will see you Sunday right on iHeartRadio and WDIA from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Or it'll always be archived, and I'll stream live. So no matter where you are, you can get me. Or you can do the iHeart app. That's a free app. And then I'll see you Tuesday. Well, we're going to start our new book, Every Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair. I love you. To God be the glory. Jesus. Wow, I'm so tan. Look at my hands. Ooh, isn't that a beautiful chocolate? Okay, and I love you guys, and I'm going to have a birthday, so I'm going to cover up my white friends. I love you, white friends, but you're going to have to be covered today. All right, well, I will talk to you guys later, and we'll see you on Sunday, and then we'll see you on Tuesday right here on Ask the Hair Doctor. Have a great morning, evening, or afternoon.